Hello everyone, so today we're going to be doing a all my horses video, of course in Star Stable because I don't have horses in real life, I only ride in real life. I'm going to be doing either after this video or soon a video about my riding story, but that's for a different day. If this could load, be much appreciated. I do have a lot of horses. I will be saying their gender, their name, and their nickname, and their breed as well. And where they are to buy them if you want to buy them. But I won't be stating prices because sometimes I forget about prices. So let's start out with the ones out here. So let's start off with Butter, which is Butter Angel, aka Butter. She's an English thoroughbred who can be found at Marley's farm. And here is Luna Moon, aka Luna. She's an Arabian, a dapple Arabian, and you can find her at, I don't remember what the farm's called, hang on. This is what happens when you leave someone who's really tired to make a video. Okay, so it would be, I think it's called Ghostburst Farm. Yep, that's where you're found. Then Falcon, aka Falcon, American Paint horse. He's a gelding, and you can find him at the riding arena. Then is Keyfinder, aka Kai Kai. She's a Appaloosa mare, and she could be found now at, I think, now at Starshine. Then we have Knight, aka Knight. He's a black Appaloosa gelding, and he could be found in Fort Pinta, but his technical name is Galaxy, and I don't know why. But next over here is Pumpkin Spice, aka Pumpkin, or Smokey, whatever you want to call him. He's a bay Gatlin pony. You can find him at South Hoof. There's another bay one, but the one with the white chest is him. Then is Owl Lake, aka Outlaw. He's an Icelandic gelding, and he can be found at New Hillcrest Stables. And then is Song Darling, aka, I don't remember what I named this horse. Might have been Sparrow. And she's a mare, I think. Yeah, you're a mare, and can be found in Redwood Point. And I'm not sure if the discount is still going on, but they are on discount right now. Or they used to be, at least. And then is Crowboy, aka Cowboy. He's a Icelandic gelding, a silver dapple color, and you can find him in New Hillcrest Stables as well. Then Cash, aka Cash, and he's the liver chestnut Arabian who can be found at Goldspurs Farm with a little bald face. He's also a stallion. And then is Robin Beauty, aka Robin, which is a song sparrow from the Halloween update from last year. I love this horse. It's so cute, though. Then over here is Twilight Guardian, aka Toothless. He is a Jorvik Wild gelding who can be found at Redwood Point. Then we have Echo Dale, who is a Jorvik Wild gelding who could be found at Redwood Point. And then is Appledew, aka Daffodil. she could be found at Valedale, and she's a mare for me. She's a dapple, the Palomino dapple colored. And then is Echo Anthem, aka Anthem, and Anthem is the birthday horse that could be found at the birthday thing, and she's like a black color. And then is June Dash, aka Juno, which is the Bay Pinto colored Yorvik wild horse that could be found in Valedale. Then is Diamond Spider, aka Spider. Spider is a gelding that is the Ember Mane and can be found in Fort Pinto or on the Foals app. Then is Tea Leaf, aka Hazel. Hazel is like this weird chestnut color and can be found at Redwood Point. Okay, let's bring out more horses. This is Angel Cake, aka Angel. She's the white or cremello, whatever you want to call her, English thoroughbred who could be found at Marley's. And then is Arctic Blaze, aka Blaze, which is the Norwegian fjord horse who could be found at Valedale. And she is a mare. And then we have Ash Cloud, aka Ash. She is the open house Arabian from the open house in Yorvik Stables. She's like the Rabicano color. And then is Blaze Jazz, aka Blackjack. He's the Jorvik Frisian who could be found at Jorvik Stables. And I have a lot of Frisians. I love them and hate them at the same time. And then we have Brave Champion, aka Brandy, which is the chestnut colored Icelandic with a little face marking, and you can find her at New Hillcrest Stables. And then is Bumblebee, aka Bee. She is the buckskin Andalusian from the open house in the Jorvik Stables with the little socks. And then is Chaos Blaze, aka Geronimo. He is the chestnut slash bay color tracker who you could find at, I believe, Golden Leaf Stables, and he has a cute little face marking underneath his mane. And then we have Cloverheart, aka Clover, the Bay Pinto dappled colored Mawari that you could find at Golden Leaf Stables. And then is Cocoa Chip, aka Squiddy. He is the knobstrapper and the Bay knobstrapper from Jorvik Stables with his little cute face marking. Then there's Coconut, aka Coconut. is a gelding and is an Irish cub who can be found at Valedale, excuse me. This is why you can't film things late at night with me. I just kind of go poof in the brain. And then what is Coffee Breeze, aka I think I named her Caramel or Coffee, I can't remember. She is the Palomino mare, Irish cob, that is at Valedale. For not liking the Irish cobs a lot, I have a lot of them. And then we have Cookie Scout, aka Cookie. She is the Jorvik Frisian Leopard Appaloosa and can be found at Jorvik Stables. And then we have Coppertail, aka Astrodor Azzy. She is the Palomino Finn Horse Mare from. Where are you from? Firgrove Village, excuse me. And then is Crescent Rose, aka Rose. She is the chestnut Rabicano colored, I'd say, mare Arabian at Gold Spurs Farm. And then is Danger Desire, aka Rebel. She is the gray English thoroughbred and can be found at Marley's. And then we have Dustydo, aka Dusty Dancer, aka Dusty or Trixie. She is I don't know where I call her colored, but she is the American Quarter Horse and can be found at, I don't know where she can be found at. I think it's Starshine, but everything kind of got moved, so I don't know exactly. And then is the gray Pintavian, which can be found at, hang on, Paddock Island. And is a gelding. And then is Ever Sister, aka Stormy, who's a gelding, who is the gray Lusitano from the Full Zap. Then Faith, aka Faith, the black and white Pinto Frisian in Jorvik Stables. And then is the white Lipizzaner, Flutterpie, aka Pharaoh, and he could be found, I believe, at Fort Pinta. Then we have Fox Hollow, aka, what did I name you? The Struggle. I don't remember what I named you. I think I named you Fox. I think that's literally just it. Is the Jorvik Frisian from Jorvik Stables, and fun fact, this was the first Jorvik Frisian that I bought. And then is Ghost Luck, aka Ghost. She is an American Paint Horse mare who could be found at the riding arena. Then is Ginger, aka Ginger, who is the Cremella Mawari, who could be found at Golden Leaf Stables. And then is Glory Bell, aka Glory, who is a gelding, who's a bay and white Pinto Chincoteague, who could be found at South Hoof. And then is Gracie, who is the Flaxen Chestnut Percheron, who could be found at, I believe, Marley's Farm. And then is Griffin, who is aka Griffin, is found with Gary Goldtooth when he comes with the A-line Umbra. And then is Grimace, aka Grim. She is the black Gotland pony from South Hoof. And then is Guardian Storm, aka... I'm just gonna call him Guardian for right now. It's a liver chestnut Welsh pony type B, I think. Let me check. Type B. And it can be found at South Hoof at the Hermit's Cottage. Then is Hollow Blossom, aka Blossom, who's a buckskin Connemara, who can be found at Burke's Passage area. And then is Honeydew, aka Fergie, who is the flea-bitten Connemara, who can also be found at Burke's Passage. And then is Hot Pepper, aka Habanero, who's the Jorvik pony, who can be found at Fort Pinta. And then is Hourglass, aka Harley, who could be found at Marley's and is the Bay. And then is Indigo Dreamer, aka Miss Piggy, who is the Palomino American Quarter Horse, and I believe can still be found at Starshine. But don't quote me on that. And then there's Jasper, aka Jasper, who's the Bay Arabian, who could be found at Goldspur's Farm. Then is Jazz King, aka Jack, who's a Tomb Hoof from the Halloween update. And then is Romeo, Lost Kiss, aka Romeo, who is the Light Bay English Thoroughbred, who could be found at Marley's Farm. Then is May, aka May, who is the Palomino colored Gotland pony, who could be found at South Hoof. And then is May Melon, aka Malibu, who's the Welsh pony type B, who could be found at Herm's Cottage in South Hoof. This Mindova, aka Monty, who is the flea-bitten American Quarter Horse, which I think is at the Starshine, but I'm not sure. Then is Miracle Magic, aka Miracle, who is the Doppelgray Andalusian, who could be found at Silverglade Manor. Then is Moon Pie, aka Moon or Panda, who is the black and white Pinto Irish Cob, who could be found at Valedale. Then is North Star, aka North, who is the Palomino colored North Swedish horse, who could be found in Dundle. Then is Olive, who is the smoky gray colored Andalusian, who can be found at Silverglade Manor. And then is Peace Machine, aka Prince, who is the Bay Lusitano, who I believe can be found at Paddock Island, but don't quote me on that. And then is Peach, aka Peach, who is the Bay Knobstrapper, who could be found at Jorvik Stables. Then is Ranger Warrior, aka Ranger, who is a tractor, who could be found at... I'm not sure where he's found at. And then is Sapphire Destiny, aka aka Carrot, who is the Fonzie from the Christmas update, which is based off the Andalusian. Then is Shadow Spell, aka Coco, who is the Bay and White Pinto Gotland pony from the Foals app. Then is Silent Dreamer, aka Dreamer, or Dreamcatcher, who is the Black Moari, who can be found at Golden Leaf Stables. Then is South, aka South, which is the brindle colored American Quarter Horse, which I believe is found at Starshine. but don't quote me on that again. And then is Spark Nova, aka Nova, who is my starter horse. Then is Spotlight Aura, aka Dominic or Dom. He is the kind of like black and white pinto dapple colored Frisian who could be found at Jorvik Stables. And then is Steel, aka Steel, who is the dapple gray Pasofino who could be found at Steve's. Then is Violet, who is the flea bitten Lusitano, who could be found at the open house event at Jorvik Stables. And then is Walnut, who is the Jorvik starter pony, who is like a liver babe, and can be found at Fort Pinta. And then, last but certainly not least, is Wild Scout, aka Socks, based off of the Violet Flower Garden. And she is the liver chestnut Jorvik Warmblood, who I believe can be found at Paddock Island. So that is all of my horses that I have. Today's video was probably really short, but I had to put something out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to like it, and I will see you guys next time.